Hello, my friends, and welcome to all new subscribers. Today's topic is called the need to know, because I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the things that we do in our spiritual quest that may be propelling us forward, and also some of the things that we do that may actually be holding us back. I have several other topics I'd like to go into today, but I can't have 18 different titles.
But it's still a stupid.
It's such a fine line between stupid and clever. Yeah,
It's just
clever,
a little
too.
turnabout.
My name is Paul, and this is Path of Ascension. First, let me apologize for the lighting. It's a cloudy day here in Arizona, and when the clouds go over, the lighting completely changes. But I think I just lightened it up a little. Hopefully that'll help. Anyway, the first thing I wanted to talk about was, I know that for the collective, this can be a very stressful time. I personally believe that we are ascending as a collective, and I think that that creates, on the other side of that coin, a lot of resistance. So you may see, more hateful comments and more conflict than usual. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that. This chart is called the Hawkins chart, and I wanted to share it with you. You've probably seen it before, something like it. And it shows all of the human levels that we operate on, everywhere from the lowest levels of apathy and guilt and shame up to the highest levels of joy, peace, and enlightenment. Now, the reason I'm showing you this chart is because I personally believe that all of us operate in all of these levels at one time or another. And if you're living like most of your life in the middle level or maybe a little above that, you're not going to see eye to eye with somebody who's sort of experiencing life through those lower levels, even if you can understand it because you've already been through a lot of that. So, the levels where you operate generally now, you may have got there gradually, or you may have had something traumatic that propelled you there very quickly.
We are made of matter and nothing more. You're just another tiny, momentary speck within an indifferent universe.
You're a man looking at the world through a keyhole, and you've spent your whole life trying to widen that keyhole, to see more, to know more. And now, on hearing that it can be widened in ways you can't imagine, you reject the possibility. Open your eyes.
And maybe one of the most important things to open our eyes to is that there are many people still looking through a very small keyhole. So if we can look deeper into this and understand that a lot of the comments that some people make are based on bigotry or their own hateful opinions or whatever, what have you, it's all fear-based. And when you respond in kind to somebody, you expose those fears. So if you want to remain operating from a little better level and a little wider keyhole, it kind of behooves you to step back, check your triggers, and apply what is probably going to be the hardest thing for you of all, and that's understanding and knowledge that every one of us has been through this before. So if we can shed some truth and some light on a topic, shouldn't we do that? Well, absolutely we should. But what we do need to do is let go of our feelings of controlling the outcome.
I control it by surrendering control. It doesn't make any sense.
Not everything does.
Okay, so this is part 2 of what we might call the wayward journey of one of Paul's videos.
Or forget everything you think you know. All right.
There are so many functions being a human being that go on without us being aware of them. I mean, our very breathing and the blood that pumps through our veins, we're not aware of these things. They happen. Some of us scientifically understand a portion of how it happens, but most of us don't. It just happens. Now, we all recognize to live our lives that we're living now, we do have to live a little bit linear. We use a watch, we use all kind of tools, and we think in terms of, well, I need to know this, and knowledge is power. And the only real problem with that is that all of our knowledge is about form and about things that we come in contact with in this lifetime that are physical forms.
If you knew where he was, why didn't you call me?
You don't have a phone.
No, I don't have a phone, but you could have sent an electronic letter. It's called an email.
Yeah, do you have a computer?
No, what for?
And certainly there's a use for accumulating knowledge and at least a modicum understanding of how forms work.
There are other things that can give your life meaning.
But in our spiritual journey, that kind of gets you in trouble because I think the more that you think you know, the less you really know. And so maybe the point is not to know so much, but experience and be. So, for example, you're on a spiritual journey and you're talking to a spiritual teacher, and you tell them, well, I'm upset because I've been doing all this spiritual work and meditation and I'm not enlightened. Probably the best advice you're going to get on that is then be non-enlightened. In other words, don't attach the I am to everything. I am upset. I am angry. Well, you experience anger, so you be anger. And you experience I'm not enlightened, so you experience not enlightened. At times of bliss, you are bliss. Experience bliss. Try not to attach the I am to it, because when you do that, then you're identifying yourself with that issue. We all do a lot of things, and the things that we do are purposeful. But we have to recognize that the purpose of them is not our happiness. Any kind of real happiness comes from actually dropping the search and just letting things be as they are.
Hey, the world is a rich tapestry, my friends.
So let's experience every moment.